everyone, and welcome back to Fluent Path English. I'm so glad you're here today to join me for a fantastic English-speaking practice lesson. If you're looking to boost your confidence, sound more natural, and really improve your conversation skills, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that's super common in everyday English conversations, talking about hobbies and free time. This is a great way to connect with people, share your passions, and learn new vocabulary. So, let's get started. First, we'll cover some useful phrases for asking about hobbies. Then, we'll look at how to describe your own hobbies and interests. After that, we'll practice some common follow-up questions and responses. And finally, we'll have a short role play to put everything into practice. Ready? Let's begin with asking about hobbies. When you want to know what someone likes to do in their free time, you can use a variety of questions. The most common ones are, what do you like to do in your free time? What are your hobbies? Do you have any hobbies? What do you do for fun? How do you usually spend your weekends? These are all excellent starting points. You can also be a little more specific depending on the context. For example, if you know someone has just moved to a new city, you might ask, what do you like to do when you're not working? Are there any interesting activities or clubs you're involved in? Now, let's think about how to describe your own hobbies. This is where you get to share what makes you happy and unique. You can start with a simple statement. My main hobby is, I'm really into, I enjoy, I love. One of my favorite ways to relax is by, for example, my main hobby is photography. I'm really into hiking. I enjoy reading historical novels. I love cooking new recipes. One of my favorite ways to relax is by listening to music. If you have multiple hobbies, you can list them. I have a few hobbies. I enjoy painting, playing the guitar, and gardening. In my spare time, I like to play video games, watch movies, and go cycling. It's also good to explain why you enjoy a particular hobby. This makes your conversation more engaging. For example, if your hobby is reading, I love reading because it helps me escape and learn new things. I enjoy reading because it's a great way to unwind after a long day. If your hobby is hiking, I love hiking because I enjoy being outdoors and exploring nature. Hiking is my favorite activity because it keeps me fit and gives me a sense of accomplishment. If your hobby is cooking, I enjoy cooking because I love experimenting with different flavors and sharing meals with friends. Cooking is a creative outlet for me, and I find it very satisfying. Now let's practice some follow-up questions and responses. This is crucial for keeping a conversation flowing. When someone tells you about their hobby, you can ask questions to show your interest and learn more. If they say they like reading, "Oh, really? What kind of books do you usually read? Who's your favorite author? Have you read any good books lately? What's the last book you finished?" If they say they like hiking, that sounds great. Where do you usually go hiking? Do you prefer hiking in the mountains or by the sea? Is it a strenuous hike or more of a leisurely walk? How often do you go hiking? If they say they like cooking, that's wonderful. What's your specialty? Do you enjoy baking too? What's the most challenging dish you've ever made? Do you follow recipes, or do you like to improvise? And how can you respond to these questions? If someone asks you what kind of books you read, I mostly read science fiction and fantasy. I'm a big fan of thrillers and mysteries. I enjoy biographies and historical accounts. If someone asks you about your hiking preferences, I prefer mountain trails. They offer a great challenge. I enjoy coastal walks. The views are spectacular. It really depends on my mood. Sometimes I like a tough climb. Other times a gentle stroll. If someone asks about your cooking, I'm pretty good at making pasta dishes. I love baking cakes and cookies. The most challenging dish was probably a complex French pastry. I usually follow recipes, but I like to add my own twist sometimes. It's also very common to ask about the frequency or duration of someone's hobby. How long have you been doing that? How often do you get to do it? Do you do it alone or with others? And your answers could be, I've been playing the piano for about 10 years. I try to go to the gym 3 times a week. I usually play tennis with my friends on Saturdays. Now, let's move on to a short role play.
Hi, I'm Alex. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, Alex. I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you too. So, what do you do in your free time?
Well, I'm really into photography. I love capturing landscapes and cityscapes.
Oh, that sounds fascinating. What kind of camera do you use?
I use a DSLR camera. It gives me a lot of control over the settings.
That's cool. Do you get to go out and take photos often?
I try to go out at least once a week, especially on weekends. I find it's a great way to de-stress and appreciate the world around me. How about you? What do you enjoy doing?
I'm a bit of a bookworm. I love reading novels, especially historical fiction.
Really? Historical fiction is great. Who's your favorite author in that genre?
I'm a big fan of Ken Follett. His books are so immersive.
I've heard of him. I should check out one of his books. How often do you read?
I try to read a little bit every day, even if it's just for half an hour before bed. It's my way of winding down.
That's a great habit to have. It was really nice talking to you, Sarah.
You too, Alex. Maybe we could exchange some photography tips sometime, or I could recommend a good book.
I'd love that.
Imagine you've just met someone at a social gathering. See how that conversation flowed? We used questions to show interest, described our hobbies, and asked follow-up questions. This is exactly what you want to aim for in real conversations. To summarize, remember these key points. 1. Ask open-ended questions. Use what, how, and do you questions. 2. Describe your hobbies clearly. Use phrases like, I'm into, I enjoy, and explain why. 3. Listen actively and ask follow-up questions. Show genuine interest. 4. Share personal details. This makes the conversation more engaging. 5. Practice regularly. The more you speak, the more confident you'll become. Now for your homework. I want you to practice describing your own hobbies. Think about 1 or 2 of your favorite pastimes and write down a few sentences about them. Try to include why you enjoy them. Then, practice saying them out loud. You can even record yourself and listen back to identify areas for improvement. And if you want to take it a step further, try to think of some follow-up questions you could ask someone about their hobbies. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fluent Path English. I hope you found this lesson helpful. Remember, consistent practice is the key to fluency. Keep speaking, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like this video if you found it useful. Subscribe to Fluent Path English for more lessons like this, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. Happy practicing, everyone!